definitely, again, politely decline. But if someone tries to say to you that if they have the Buddhist symbol, which is, I think it's like the Buddhist symbol for peace or something, isn't it? Which is like the Nazi flag, but a couple of degrees on its side or whatever. That symbol now, in my eyes, has been redundant. You can't have that sign. It's too close. It's too close. It's tainted for me.
Well, yeah.
It's tainted. It's gone. Even if he says it's the Buddhist symbol for peace, I'm gone. I'm like, no, dude. You have no...
It actually does say it, and it was actually in that position that it should be as a Buddhist symbol of peace. I'd be like, okay, fair dues.
Yeah, there'd be a red flag in my head going there. I'd be like, yeah. So yeah, this guy. Oh, by the way, this isn't a bad guy necessarily. I think he was just interested in the history of shit. Okay. So he's got the Nazi flag on his wall, which is relevant to the story somewhat. So he was a regular at the local pub.
Okay.
And after the people there hadn't seen him for a few days, one of the guys there went to go and look for him. So it's knock, knock, knock. John, mate, where have you been? They got no answer on the door, and the guy...
I'm just about to cough. Sorry, I do apologise.
That is so rude. So the guy from the pub went round, knocked on the door, and after getting no answer, he went around to the garden, where he found John lying face down near the outhouse. So John is dead. Yes.
Right, okay.
John's trousers were around his ankles.
Oh, damn.
And he'd been stabbed in each buttock.
Ooh.
Sounds painful.
It doesn't sound pleasant, that's for sure.
Sounds... Oh, I was going to make a really bad pun again. It sounds like a real pain in the ass, but that is too easy.
Yeah,
it's too easy. That's too easy.
I wouldn't do that. You've already said it now, but...
let's scrape. Okay, scrape that. His trousers are around his ankles and he'd been standing each buttock. These weren't the only wounds he had, though. They hadn't contributed to his death, so being stabbed in the bum doesn't
going to kill you.
Yeah. No, not necessarily. There was a stab wound directly to his heart, which would...
Shit.
That would kill you.
Yeah, of course.
It's not just vampires who take stakes to the heart. People also die as well. I never understood that about vampires. Like, to kill a vampire, you stab a stake through its heart. To kill anyone, stab a stake through its heart.
I can see where they're coming from, because you can stab a vampire like in the stomach. That could potentially kill anybody. But it wouldn't kill a vampire. But if you stab a vampire in the heart, then it will kill them.
Well, I've never tried. Okay, so yeah, he'd been stabbed right through his heart, and he was actually covered in stab wounds. 14 on the front and 13 on the back. So fuck, that guy must have been in some pain.
It's pretty butchered.
The fact that there was so many... and the pattern of the stab wounds did suggest a frenzied attack. Which, when we look at sort of frenzied attacks, again, this is me being my pseudo-criminologist, psychologist. Usually frenzied attacks suggest some sort of emotion is involved with the attack.
Yeah, anger?
Yeah, or something else. I mean...
do you mean like love or something like that?
Yeah. So usually frenzied attacks is things that you would find like, you hear about them when... Have you ever watched that TV series Snapped? Yes, you have. When we were in that creepy cottage in Scotland. Do you remember? You probably tuned out.
I probably did.
Yeah. On that type of show, you see like a lot of women necessarily who kill their husbands and they just like snap. And then they'll like... Because there's so much emotion and confusion going on, the stab wounds become quite sporadic all the body. They're just going crazy with it. Not necessarily to say that frenzied attacks are only by women. My reference is just from that TV show. So they found the body, stabbed, dead. Then the police began a manhunt. A guy called Detective Superintendent Eric Jones admitted police didn't have many clues about the motive for the killing. So, to them,
So, they're going on a manhunt, but they don't know what the man they're hunting for?
Well, when someone dies, they need to do something about it.
Yeah,
so
I
they
know
need
that.
to investigate it. But if they don't have many clues, they can't just close the case. They still need to go on a hunt down there. Yeah. So they need to start a manhunt. They need to look for the person who's killed this guy, but they didn't have many clues.
Okay.
Do you want to see the detective?
Oh.
That's him now.
So when was this, sorry, in 95?
This is 1995. This is him now, though.
Yeah,
so he would have looked a lot younger then. But look, he's got like a bachelor's degree in law or something now. So he's got like his little university hat on.
Oh.
He graduated university. I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't.
You just read loads of books.
I read a lot of books. I made the conscious decision that it wasn't for me in my final year. So police knew John Roberts before he died and described him as a harmless village eccentric who wouldn't hurt a fly. John was a gay man, and behind closed doors, investigators suspected a sexual element to the murder due to his trousers being around his ankles and the stabbing in the bum.
Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, I can see how they will put two and two together. Here comes the thing with the swastika flag. Police also noticed, obviously, because that would be a thing. If you had a friend who had a swastika flag around the house, you would know.
Yeah.
It was missing. So someone had actually taken the flag. So yeah, it was crucial. It was a crucial piece of evidence. So a month later, the police found another dead body. This guy is Keith Randalls, who is 49 years old. This one's really sad. I mean, they're all sad because people are dying.
Yeah, of course.
But this one for me, I just have this weird image of this guy in my head, and I'll describe it to you so you can feel the same way that I do. So Keith was a divorced father of two daughters. He had recently lost his middle management job, was what the article said. And he had just recently taken up a role as a traffic safety officer, looking after the roadworks on the A5 road to Anglesey. Have you been on the A5? I'm really rubbish with roads. I don't know where they are.
I don't think he have now.
So Keith was originally just across the border. He was just from across the border, in Chester. So not too far, again, from where we are.
Yeah.
A lot of these things are happening quite close-ish.
They really are.
So Keith was described as an ordinary, harmless, conscientious man who had a reputation for shy, good humour. That's the bit that I quite like.
Oh.
Shy, good humour. Makes me sort of picture that he likes Faulty Towers, Mr. Bean, like just nice things. You know, he wasn't like cracking completely. Just imagine the opposite of us. I think that's what this guy is. Just a
sweet guy who tends to his garden.
Yeah. Tends to his garden. Bless you. Yeah.
You're giving that sort of saying, I'm getting the same picture from you, surely?
Yeah, kind of. But he didn't. I don't think he had a garden, because it says the next line here. He's living in a caravan on a compound, so he's kind of a down on his luck guy.
Yeah,
which is kind of where I feel especially bad for him. At about 9:30 p.m. on November 29th, the day before my birthday, he had gone to a fish and chip shop, and that was the last time he was ever seen alive.
Oh no.
So bless him. I had this weird image in my head of him going like, really down on his luck. He's going to have a nice little cozy night in. He's going to get some fish and chips, go back, watch a couple episodes of Faulty Towers, and cozy in for a nice night. No, didn't happen.
That's such a shame.
I know, right? I know that's it's complete conjecture from my side, but I'm just assuming that that's probably the idea. Now, this bit is from a testament from the killer. But again, I'm trying not to reveal who it is just yet. But later that night, Keith opened up the door to his caravan, and he was immediately attacked and stabbed 12 times.
Jesus.
Keith begged for his life for the sake of his grandchildren and asked why he was being stabbed. The killer just replied, "For fun."
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's bad. I mean, this guy sounds like such a sweet guy.
How
like, he's
do
really...
we know this? I'm presuming the killer said it.
You
said testimony. Sorry, I do apologise.
But yeah, it just sounds like a guy who's down on his luck, was trying his best though to work through it, and then this this came across. At about 2:45 a.m, a man driving from Holyhead had seen a Ford Transit van near the roadworks. Workmen arrived at the site at 7:30 a.m, and then they found Keith's body near the caravan. So, what was the motive? I'm not asking you this question.
Oh, right, I was
by the way, just in case.
Let me think.
So police suspected that a connection between that guy and the death of John Roberts, but they had no leads and couldn't figure out why anyone would want to kill Keith. Keith wasn't gay, so the fact that they thought, oh, maybe this is a guy who kills this guy because he was gay, sort of ruled out that initial motive that they thought of for sexual reasons. They didn't know if it was just an indiscriminate killer or if there were actually two killers on loose at exactly the same time in exactly the same place. They didn't know.
The same MO sort of thing.
Well, so far we've only got two kills.
Yeah, but it's the same exact way.
You've got a lot of stuff. Well, to be honest, people get stabbed all over the place now, don't they? I don't think they always get linked necessarily. But these police, unlike in the Dennis Nielsen story, the police in this story are actually kind of, they seem kind of consistently clued up on things. Even though they have no clues, they seem as clued up as one can be. So, 2 weeks later, so this is all happening extremely fast. Because, again, Dennis Nielsen last episode, this was over the course of 15, 20 years, something this was going on.
Yeah.
This is all in 1 year.
So that's quite quick.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, so after our lovely Fawlty Towers fish and chips guy, Keith, died, police had on their hands another dead body.
Oh.
On the evening of 17th of December, near Colwyn Bay in North Wales.
Oh, I've been Colwyn Bay.
I think I may have been. I don't know.
I've been when I was a kid.
I think I might have been as a kid as well. I think it's one of those places where a lot of people, especially Northerners, is that Northern? It's not Northern accent.
Southern accent?
I don't know. I'm from here.
Northerners.
I'm from here. I'm Northern.
I think mine's a good Northern accent.
Yours is Northern. I don't know where mine came from. I think I just watched too much TV as a kid. So, 17th of December, Colwyn Bay, North Wales. A 35-year-old crematorium worker and father of two, Tony Davis, told his wife he was off to see his auntie, who had just been discharged from hospital. He's going off to see his auntie.
Okay.
That was at 11 p.m. Now, by 4:30 a.m., his wife Sheila, amazing name. You don't really get many people called Sheila anymore.
You're in Australia, I think, right?
No, that's just a slang name. That's just a slang name. It's I don't know, what do people call women over here? That's like a slang thing. Birds. People
that's
over
not. That's not.
Sheila. Yeah, that's what they call. Sheila's or what a cracking Sheila. What's a great Sheila, you fucking Sheila. Same thing. It's like when you dicks. Oh, by the way, I'm not endorsing the use of the word birds, by the way. I'm just using it as a reference to the fact that I think it's similar to Sheila. If I'm wrong, correct me. I am fine with learning new things.
I'd like to know, to be fair.
I'm pretty sure it is, though. I'm pretty sure. But she was actually called Sheila.
Right, okay.
I love that just by changing the tone of my voice, you sort of think this is a serious moment that I should be listening to.
It's all quite serious, to be fair.
Yeah, but that bit wasn't as crucial. So by 4:30 a.m, his wife Sheila was concerned enough to call his aunt to find out where her husband had been to. I think that's quite a long time to leave it. I mean, I would be a lot worried a lot longer than that, but fair play. 4:30 a.m. came around. She called Tony's auntie, and his auntie informed her that he'd actually left the home 3 hours before So he was very late home.